Two of the top four last season, and two teams that want so badly to be part of the semi-final lineup again in 2016. In fact, it's almost an expectation for them to be in that position, but they know, despite the pressure, there is no given right, especially this season when the race is seemingly as wide open as it ever has been. Special day for Ulster's winger Andrew Trimble, becomes the first player to appear for Ulster in 200 games. Here's the pack and captain Rory Best. Kyle McCall is fit again and he joins the front row. Lewis Stevenson is into the second row, and Chris Henry, another returning to full fitness, is part of the Ulster back row. The backs are unchanged from the win at Connacht, minus a few star names at the moment, but working very well as a unit, and including that man Trimble, who will undoubtedly get a rousing reception from his home crowd. A wonderful servant and a terrific milestone. Munster make two late changes from the team that was announced yesterday. In the pack, Billy Holland is in for Dave Foley, who's not recovered from a dead leg. Dave Kilcoyne continues, having come on for the injured James Cronin against Leinster. BJ Bota, the former Ulsterman, is over the flu and is the other prop. Wallaby Mark Chisholm in the second row. Tommy O'Donnell, first start after that injury in the back row. In the backs, the other late change, out goes Andrew Conway, not recovered from a hip problem. Gerhard van den Heever is in on the wing. Lucas Gonzalez Amorosino moves to full back. Ian Keatley back at fly half. Tomas O'Leary continues at 9, with Conor Murray still on the injured list. Ulster's captain last week, Rob Herring, deputy again for Rory Best as hooker and as leader then. And Munster bringing in Shane Buckley, who steps onto the bench with Holland's late promotion. Well, Ulster have already brought about the swing in their season. When Munster were losing to Leicester, the Ulstermen were beating Toulouse and keeping their Champions Cup hopes definitely alive, more than that. And then that hard-fought, if far from pretty win in Galway over Christmas. Can they keep it going with another inter-pro win here? And the man to lead them out, playing his 200th game for Ulster, is Andrew Trimble. Let's just listen to this roar. And no doubt enjoying that roar as well is the Ulster boss, Les Kiss. He's with Tyrone.
I expect a physical response from Munster today. Desperation can inspire to great feats of resilience and courage, but Ian Keatley cannot afford that desperation to cloud your judgment, to frazzle your mindset. It's about clarity, composure and control. And for Ulster, Franco van der Merwe has talked about how difficult to get a long shadow of Johan Muller. He needs to show a robustness to the physical challenges. No doubt Munster will throw the Ulster Pack's way.
Gary Conway of the Irish Rugby Union gets charge of one of the matches of the season in Ireland, one of the matches of this Guinness PRO12 season in general. A day when an atmosphere is always guaranteed, plenty of noise. And creating his own noise, our man on the player mic is Louis Ludick. Ulster win it, and they're really flying, aren't they? Munster win it, and they announce to the rest just how foolish it will be to write them off. It's an Irish derby with major significance, and it feels like a great place to start the year. It really does.
There's no finer place to watch a game, top-end game of rugby than Kingspan Stadium. A raucous crowd here.
Early chance for Munster in their famous red. Retrieved by Kilcoyne, but it had gone forward. And we're back to this side of the field. So important, you sense, the start for Munster today.
Yeah, I expect them to be really physical. They know the type of game that suits them. But they also got to show composure as well. Talked about, much documented their inability to take points when they're on offer. When they get in attacking areas such as this, having the sort of composure, having the accuracy in the game to take on the better defences. We know how effective Ulster's defence, since Les Kiss has come back here as DOR, how much that's stepped up as of late.
Coach! Bind! Set!
Kilcoyne, the loose head on this near side as O'Leary puts in alongside Mike Sherry and BJ Boter, the former Ulster man.
No, 9.
And that is going nowhere.
Use it, 9. Use it!
Instruction comes from the referee.
Tackle release!
And that was Gerhard van den Heever coming off the wing as well. Billy Holland. And then Sherry.
Ball's out, play. Ball's available.
Again, it's a mad scramble on the floor. We'll see a bit of that today. The pitch has taken the rain really well, but it is squidgy and soft. That can't be avoided, considering what has come out of the skies. Mark Chisholm with an early carry. And Munster playing it tight. Here's CJ Stander.
Tackle 8, please!
Their captain. Now Irish qualified, of course. O'Leary caught in possession, but Keatley helps him out. There's a little bit of width this way, but it's all in the hands of van den Heever. Rory Scannell, youngster, making his way in midfield. And given another chance today. O'Leary again finds BJ Boter in the unusual position for him with fly half. South African van den Heever from Bloemfontein, where it's a lot drier than this.
Turnover's gone, 1 red release!
Well, Munster went through 10 phases there and gained about 3 yards. Very slow ball, very one-paced. Comfortable for Ulster's defence to reorganise, reload, get back in position. But you know how important Stander is for Munster to get on the front foot, get those hard yards. But marked up here, man-to-man, 8 on 8. And that attack was really rebuffed by Nick Williams, threw Stander back over the gain line.
Exactly what Alan Quinlan was talking about and illustrating before the match. Joining his commentary now is Tyrone Howe.
Well, you see the conditions, it makes slow ball the predominant ball that you get in this game, so that the key challenge is going to be how to create quick out of slow ball. But again, Munster, last couple of games, they dominated possession and territory, but it's been actually what they've done with the ball in those positions that's been a big issue for them.
Saw the figures there for CJ Stander, they're impressive. And he's stuck up with anybody in the league, really. He's had a strong season.
Thanks, Sean.
Omani had gone back, and now he's gone forward. And that is a fine catch from Paddy Jackson. Ruan Pienaar would have been proud of that himself. Also looking to move it, Scholes involved, and there's Big McCluskey.
Advantage.
Dives on it, but ball clearly going forward. I do enjoy where that midfield partnership is going. You know, you look at like Paddy Jackson really has, from a callow youth, has really evolved and matured into a confident young outer half, and outside him with the likes of McCluskey, with Marshall, really forming a nice midfield partnership. But this is a man who really seemed at times to be a little bit frightened of his own shadow at times when he initially came on the scene very early in his career. Now he's matured into a forceful character outside half.
I think what we're talking about is maturity. When he was a cub, he gave off sort of cub features. He's grown up, he's older, he's wiser, he's more experienced, much more a deeper pool of experience to draw on, and arguably he's putting his hand up because Ireland needs people pushing Johnny Sexton, and he's certainly one of the names that's putting the pressure on.
Rain still falling out of those skies, but it's not as heavy as it was. Certainly the wind has died down from yesterday. Lucas Amorosino now finding himself at full back after this change with Andrew Conway, being able to shake off that bruised hip which he suffered last week. His training earlier in the week and just didn't work for him as the week went on. Francis Saili offloads to find Jack O'Donoghue, certainly one to watch, just 21 years of age, the youngest player on the field at the start of the game. And Sammy Arnold on the Ulster bench is younger, might see him later on. Van den Heever on to Tommy O'Donnell, great to see him back after that pretty horrible injury before the World Cup. They said this will be a tussle. It will be.
It's interesting talking to Les Kiss before the game and saying about to what extent do these conditions limit ambition. And he said about it tempers ambition. Well, you've just seen Munster on both occasions go use the full width of the pitch. So again, possibly going against what one might have expected early in this game and trying to stretch and spread this Ulster defensive line.
Sometimes it's counterintuitive because of the nature of the conditions. Defences will rush up really quickly, but then that also opens up opportunities to attack them, providing your skill set is up to the mark. And that's been the issue for Munster as of late. Their skill set when under pressure hasn't quite stood up to the task.
And while the sticky conditions may make it more difficult to attack, it also makes it more difficult to defend because you get literally stuck in the mud and you can slip, you can slide. There's it's possible that something that might normally not happen or open up in a game might just open itself up.
A cut there for the Argentina full-back today, but versatile back. He can play right along the back three, certainly, and has played in the centre before. He was with Cardiff Blues, of course, briefly last season. There's Anthony Foley. Lots on his mind, lots for him to contemplate around this festive season, but he knows a win here today and the table will look very, very different.
Red.
Good challenge there. Donoghue going in. That's good ball for Munster, given the attacking position it now sets up. Here's Saili from Scannell, goes wide to find Van den Heever. There's two knee injuries last season, one really before the start of the season, then another mid-season, which ended his involvement, but he's back, and Munster look as if they are back and intending to do some damage inside that Ulster half in the early minutes of this first period. Now they'll get a chance for points.
Yeah, good steal by Donoghue. Showing himself in the wider channels as a strong athlete, but very good in the liner as well. But look at this willingness to go wide, but not really committing any defenders. McCluskey there just wanders across the field with some comfort. No one's committed a defender. There aren't enough options off the ball carry. You have to be an option. Otherwise, defence is just going to move back and forth across the field and no yardage being gained.
It's what happens next as well, and Keatley with options outside him takes the ball into contact. Now I know they've got the penalty from it, may get 3 points, but actually you're 10 taking the ball and running the risk of getting wrapped up. It's high risk stuff.
Good start from Keatley, but they do have points to show for their early territory, Munster. As the boys saying, perhaps they could be a bit more incisive in their attacking game, but they are getting in those positions and creating chances, or at least one chance thus far for Keatley.
Yeah, I think Anthony Foley will be pleased to get Munster off the mark and points on the board. In the last few games, they've opted to go for the corner rather than kick a goal because of the uncertainty regarding the success rate of the goal kickers. That and Keatley getting an awful lot, but nailing any goal kicker wants to nail the first kick.
Brought back.
On a day like this, territory may matter an awful lot. Those kicks too. I mean, traditionally very tight games between these two sides. Ridiculously tight, actually. I mean, the recent run of matches between the two. The conditions also creating that kind of expectation, I think. Most people today that it's going to be close. And Keatley into touch, just to back up that point. Look at that, just a 7 points difference over the whole of those most recent 4 matches between the two.
Yeah, and you can't underestimate or understate the value of a derby game. I mean, there's still the bragging rights, and looking at the Six Nations just around the corner, it's like an unofficial Irish trial match as well. So there's lots of individual battles there, and the value of a victory over each other is huge for the players.
Rory Best to throw, rested for the Connacht match, and that's nice to find Dyack. Then it's Pienaar.
10 release!
Kluski involved again. Saw him on that far side, wrestling player into touch. Saw that second row strength of his, even though he is a centre, but he's getting on for 16.5 stone. Omani. Ulster have a little think about the quick one.
Touch.
You think about Ulster and the way they play, and they talked about their ambition to play wide. But you think about also their kicking game. There's a method to the kicking game. It's very accurate. It's a big part of their overall game plan. They're waiting for Munster to kick the ball back to them. There's generally 3 or even 4 players back deep waiting for the kick to come down the field, and then they launch a counter-attack. Really well organised kicking game.
Taken by Franco van der Merwe at the line-out, and already through the hands along this confident Ulster backline. Rory Scholes, and across comes Tomas O'Leary, and he's desperate to find the safety of touch, and that's got the crowd going. Wonderfully constructed stadium here now, the Kingspan. Always was atmospheric, but for a modern ground with the terracing around all 4 sides as well in front of the seats.
Well, they all expect McCluskey to take it into contact, and in fact he operates as a pivot, sucks that midfield defence in the space on the outside. A little nutmeg there, tough to turn and chase that ball down.
You're talking about an attacking game. It's some part ambition, but a major part is accuracy, and that was a really accurate movement. Plenty of options, plenty of depth, accuracy of pass.
If this game is not going to be close, I think most people would agree it's the home side that would make it that way. If they get on a roll, that's what Munster have got to stop. And quite literally here, the rolling maul. Pienaar is making out that he wants it, but it's still on the move. Rory Best still has control of the ball.
Use it!
Now Pienaar feeds to find Chris Henry. It's a couple of games with that slight shoulder problem, nothing major. Big day for him. Jerome was saying, mini Irish trial really. He's against O'Donnell, and it's O'Donnell and Munster who win that particular battle.
Hey.
O'Donoghue again involved.
Stay away. 9. 9, just stay there. Hey, what are you doing here?
Pienaar wasn't happy.
2 captains, please. Time off. 2 captains. 8. No, 8. There's no place in the game for that. You were awarded a penalty, and I awarded the jackler. Fair. Okay, don't ask 9 to come up and sort it out himself. I'll deal with it, I'll have the whistle. All right, so you talk to your team, no more. Because the next 2 will go to the bin. All right, thank you.
Go with Jet, yeah.
Gary Conway making his point. If you heard any bad language, apologies for that.
Marks there.
So a little dig on Pienaar as he was about to get up.
I think Munster will want to unsettle Ulster, and particularly the halfback, particularly Ruan Pienaar. You give Ruan Pienaar a smooth ride all afternoon, he will tear you to shreds. His kicking game, his composure at 9, so important. They will really go to the way to unsettle.
We're just looking at the
Referee wants to see that again now on the big screen.
As
It almost looks as if there's just been a little nudge in the back with the knee, but I mean, Pienaar's the most unflappable person on this pitch. So for him to get incensed, there's something there. I don't think it's too much, mind you.
See the red player come in there.
Just
with
wonder
the
as
red
he's
band.
getting up.
Number 2, yeah.
Yeah. He just gives him a little nudge with the knee.
Yeah, look, I spoke to the 2 captains about any afters. I'm happy with that, all right?
Okay, no problem. Just want you to have a look.
There,
All right,
guys.
cheers.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Penalty here, guys. Side entry.
It's Mike Cherry just was walking into
Hey,
him.
2, come here. Here's your mark.
There's nothing in that.
There.
The unflappable is flappable, obviously.
Yeah, there's nothing in that.
It's time of the year when if somebody knocks on the door, you offer them a sherry,
Hey, 2.
but
2.
no, that was
Don't
okay.
make me make a decision there, all right? No, just keep them safe.
Here he is, straight back into what he does for a living. Mike Cherry, nicely done as well. Taken by Trimble, and then Ludic lost in the tackle. Now this could be interesting. Quick turnover ball. Kicks on a great one though, and Luke Marshall has time. Combination of Marshall and McCluskey, it really is a big combo, isn't it? 12 and 13. There's little Paddy Jackson. Rory Scholes benefiting from all these injuries at the moment, like so Craig Gilroy, Tommy Bowe. Also the back line, Darren Cave, Gerard Payne, Stuart Holding.
Choose where to fall, left.
But it's not hindering Ulster too much.
Too slow.
And Pienaar wastes no time there.
Keeping the pace in the game, keeping the pressure on Munster, and that was a wasted opportunity. They got the turnover ball, and that kick was badly executed. There was a huge amount of space deep in Ulster's 22, and the result of that mistake has put Munster on the back foot again.
Well, I think it shows that lack of confidence. It's a side that's lost 5 in a bounce. Turnover ball like that, you move the ball away quickly, one pass away, looked to counter-attack. That time, looked up, saw the one, and decided to kick the ball away.
Same winger.
The set piece has gone well this season. And here's Pienaar trying to add to the tally of success as a result, but not this time.
Use it!
Munster spoiling well near their own line.
Yeah, we've lauded Ulster's accuracy in the start of this game. That was sloppy. Really terrific position for Ulster. Talked about how difficult they are to defend against from the set piece that close in.
And that's a real positive for Munster. And as we go towards the end of the first quarter, a target for them would have been to build their confidence. They've nicked the line out. They've managed to sack a driven maul. They've forced Ulster into making mistakes. They've created a turnover. You know, these are little crumbs of comfort that they're trying to build on as the game unfolds.
That's off the top though, nice and quick. And here's McCluskey as a result, getting way over the game line. Pienaar.
Cut it out!
Dyak's been in excellent form. Nick Williams that time was used as a decoy. Jackson kicking possession away though.
Injury there. 2, come here. 2, come here. What number have we got here? Number 3. Number 3.
CJ Stander,
Here,
who's down.
Yeah, tell me, you come here. Just wait there. 3. Just come here. Yeah, just come here. No, I'm going to deal with you first. Come here. Come here. Yeah, just come here.
As man of the match
sure
in
the
thrilling 23-all draw between these two towards the tail of last season.
That's it. That's it for you as well. And then over here.
This would be hugely worrying for Munster. The captain, the focal point of their attacking game, and a big physical presence. And having lost the likes, you know, they've lost Conor Murray, lost Peter Amani. They don't want to lose another inspirational player.
Well, Quinny mentioned leaders and the need for leaders in this Munster side, and undoubtedly he's been one of the guys who's been standing up in the last couple of weeks, and he'd be the last player that they would want to lose in this pitch.
What is the shot?
Another replacement for Munster, number 20.
Just making sure.
Replacing number 8.
Oh, clearly accidental. But Stander's made of really tough stuff. It's being led away. Robin Copeland is on. Oostende gets that attended to. Nick Williams, that's not worked again. And here's a chance for Scannell. Has he got the pace to go all the way? The answer is no, because Trimble is there, but Trimble's cleared out. In goes Van den Heever. We talked about Munster spoiling and scrambling. Well, Ulster did exactly the same there. They got back in numbers and very quickly. Henry involved too. Trimble doing the initial hunting down. Amorosino. Keatley takes. Got time to get back to his feet and compose himself. Ronan O'Mahony. Well, Munster thought there was a chance to move it quickly and get themselves going. The crowd were pumped by their side's defence, and they're even more so now, greeting the award of the penalty.
Well, stunning defensive work from Trimble, who talked about his finishing ability of late and the confidence he's showing. He's posted some great tries against Toulouse in the European games. That great defensive work to get across. And it seemed as though Scannell was going to score a try. An outstanding defensive work by him, and also the work then of Tommy O'Donnell to get to the breakdown was equally good. But Scannell looked as if he's going to get across into the corner. He backed himself, put the ball in the correct hand. But great work.
Well, Trimble is a player who hunts tackles. He looks for opportunities to try and really bosh people, whether it's in the tackle or as that crossfield cover was just as important on his 200th appearance. But again, lack of precision from Nick Williams in the middle of the pitch, and you know, these little combinations not as slick as they have been in the last couple of weeks.
There's a couple of times for Williams it's either been out of position, or when he's been in position it's just not clicked as the link man. There he is. He gets an awful lot right. There's Nick Williams. That's why the Cardiff Blues want him, and they will have him next season. But work to be done here first in Ulster colours.
He's turned the middle.
But we are reaching the halfway point of this first half, and as yet the home side have been going so well in recent games without a point. There's McCall, Carl McCall, 24 years of age today.
Use it!
Pienaar to Rory Best. 89 caps for his country. Here's Jackson, no kicking the ball there. He's looking for McCluskey, who went for the offload. Saili just did enough, but Stevenson cleared him away. And there's Ludik. Pienaar. Dyack. Pienaar again. Jackson. Thought there might be a little bit of a gap. O'Donnell closed it, but Jackson got momentum. And now Williams offloads well. That's what he normally does. And there's Marshall. And there's the Munster line, and they're flying in. Williams part of that. But it's lost by McCall. Well, it was nearly lost. He got it back. Stevenson, it's pinging around now, and Kilcoyne for Munster.
Use it!
Saili. Good experience there, stepped in, looked solid.
Terrific clearance by Keatley under pressure. A couple of errors from Munster close in, but I like the depth they're holding. No one's pressurising the passer. Everyone's holding their depth, picking the right angles. The lovely scissors between Jackson and McCluskey. Nice partnership blooming there. Once again, holding your depth. Then Jackson this time lifted his head up, he scanned, identified a bit of a dog leg, attacked it. Problem comes when they then try offloading +1 too many times. But I like the depth they're showing.
I need this quicker, White.
It's good composure from Munster. I mean, they're keeping their structure. I thought that break by Jackson might just unlock it out in the wide, but you know, they'd be very pleased to try and frustrate and thwart Ulster's attacks.
I think looking at that again, he'd well have gone forward, but it doesn't matter. They got it away, Munster. They'll still have to work hard in defence here. It's Rory Scholes. Birthday boy McCall stopped in his tracks. There's Jackson. Here comes Marshall. He's put quite a lot into that. Well, it's a pressure line out.
Good option. The aggressive defensive line from Munster, really cutting down the space. They're petrified of allowing the playmakers for Ulster time and space. So they're breathing down the necks of the attackers. A good option taken by Marshall.
That's Lewis Stevenson at the front of the short line out. Munster tried to catch Ulster unawares, didn't work. Sure, the crowd are thinking at some point Munster have got to crack. Let's see if they do. Awful lot of defensive work now inside their own 22. Jackson still. Good run from the fly half. Pienaar. O'Donnell in with another tackle. Here comes Nick Williams. Well done, Mike Sherry. He's getting in the way. Henry.
Red!
Came off Pienaar's boot.
Definitely came off Pienaar's boot and grabbed by an Ulster player who's in front of him.
Might have got away with another here, Ulster. Williams. Rory Best stuck in the heart of things, as always. Pienaar again. Here's Jackson. Is there an extra man? McCloskey is trying to make an extra man with his power. There wasn't, because Munster are getting the numbers just right. Really is 100% committed from the Munster men here. Which, given their recent run and plight, we sort of knew was coming today. Hands in from Copeland, he got the warning as Williams had really tried to get his side going there. Pienaar, Scholes is staying wide and calling on this side. Might be about to come his way. Here's Stevenson. Big Lewis Stevenson, there's Pienaar. Oh, that's gone from Looney! Munster broken at last.
A side holding their depth and attack is a side that's full of confidence. Ludic timed his run to perfection. Just wave after wave of attacks, and I thought Munster defended really well. They were identifying when to throw bodies into the breakdown and when not to. O'Donnell were working really hard defending, but there's an inevitability about it because those waves of punishing ball carriers were starting to take its toll. But I thought there was an offside there. I thought the ball came off Pienaar's foot and was grabbed by an Ulster player, a Munster player who was ahead of him.
These are just the fine margins that tip points in one team's favour, and Ludic comes from behind the ruck. Munster have done very well to number up. There comes it, and they needed just to push him, but they just simply run out of numbers. They're one short on that side, worried about the three Ulster shirts out wide, and Ludic takes a lovely hole.
Billy Holland's just come charging out from underneath the post, imploring the referee to have another look. Referee is either happy or feels there were sufficient phases. Here's Jackson's conversion. Couldn't be any better. It's 7-3. Controversial score, though.
Controversial score, but the key mistake was that for the first time Munster was under pressure on their own throw in the line-out, and that line-out went awry right on their own line, and from then Ulster just kept ramping up the pressure with wave after wave of attack. But that's certainly
knock-on as well.
That's certainly something that the referee has missed.
Yeah, I think Munster are right to feel aggrieved over that try.
When it's not going for you. I mean, Faye's play had taken it beyond. When the referee could have gone to television match official Alan Rogan, but just sense that sides on a bad run, that's what happens to them. It's almost a law of sport. could also make a clear case it should have been spotted at the time.
And that's what the assistant referees are for as well. If the referee missed it, assistant referees are 25 yards away.
Wasn't exactly hidden away. Anyway, it's also a law of sport that you get on with it. And that's what Munster must do. As Chisholm dispossessed, McCluskey will love this. And so too Trimble in his 200th game. And he can see the funny sign.
Yeah, another error from Munster. Turnover forced. And turn over the ball, attack the blind side. Once again. It'll be time. It's a good decision to put the ball behind. You know, with Trimble, he's a willing chaser, he's a willing workhorse. Will always going to bring a strong work ethic, which is what Joe Schmidt likes about him as well. And now having that finishing ability to boot.
I think if the pitch had been about 10 yards longer, he might just have got there.
CJ Stander is back.
I always wanted the pitch to be 10 yards wider rather than longer.
Hold!
Taken by Holland. And there is Stander, who takes the captaincy back on. And Rory Scannell away. Trimble keeping it alive to find Ludick, the try scorer. A man wearing the player mic. I wonder what he said when he went over the line, if anything.
Much better line out from Munster, that they cut the numbers. I mean, again, good savvy play. They realise that they've lost the line out previously in that position. Cut the numbers, get it. But Jackson's torturing them in that corner, just putting it behind them, turning them, and again, pressure on the throw.
But don't scream at me. Right?
A very canny kicking game is a big part of Ulster's philosophy. Just keep that territory, particularly in conditions like this. Keep forcing, knowing the pressure is going to hurt Munster in the set piece.
Stevenson, he got in last time, and he nearly did it again.
Hold twice.
It's one heck of a palm as well. A little slap.
Tackle once.
Can't get out
Use it.
of their own 22, Munster. O'Leary tries to relieve the pressure, but it's really not too far, is it?
Momentary respite from Munster. They nearly play the game in Ulster's half. Too much of the game, as far as they're concerned, being played in their own half.
Two, the line is yours.
That pressure will tell.
The line. Yeah. I'll step away, all right?
55% being played in their own half.
That's a big building inside the Munster 22.
Tackle!
Talking of big units. McCluskey again.
No.
Williams, well, it's worked out really well. Didn't have the best angle to see if that was deliberate. If it was unbelievable. Henry. O'Donnell on the wrong side. He made his tackle and then...
Said it, move quicker.
Yeah, made an attempt to get away, but you can hear the referee saying to O'Donnell, he's got to be a little bit quicker than that. That was right on the edge.
He's as quick as he needed to be there.
It was perfect, wasn't it, from the open side's point of view.
Ball was out, player.
Although what it is now is in the referee's mind. There's Herbst. And Best. Pienaar looking all around. That man won't let him down, Williams. Pienaar again. Ulster have had to be patient because of Munster's excellent organised defence. We think the only try that they've conceded shouldn't really have been chalked up given what happened in the build-up. Marshall, referee's seen that one.
One of the major pleasing factors I know they're behind in the scoreboard, but Anthony Foley will be pleased with the defensive resilience and organisation shown by his side. They are throwing themselves manfully to the task.
Right.
You see Lewis Stevenson just taking in, just coming from behind the ruck, Ludic. But on that occasion, Scholes was free out in the touchline. A little crossfield kick could have released him.
Come on.
That's much more like the fluid movement that we expect from Pinar at 9 and the players coming onto the ball.
That fluency depends on the quality of the ball as well. And what Munster are doing are frustrating. Tommy O'Donnell really has impressed me in the game. He's keen to frustrate, and even though you're under pressure, sometimes it's good for an outside flanker to show up positively when under pressure, because you're there really to hound the opposition 9, to create mayhem around the breakdown, which is what he's doing really effectively.
O'Donnell missed out on the World Cup because of that hip dislocation. Talking recently about how he feared that his career might have been over.
Far side. Anything there, Brian?
So even though he missed out on a World Cup, he's still young enough for
over here, scrum.
plenty to happen.
Scrum over here.
In the rest of his career.
Ireland have some quality in their back row available to them, even with the injury to Ian Henderson. So much talent available. You have Chris Henriques, O'Donnell here, Sean O'Brien and Leinster. A lot of young flyers, literally a flyer in Van der Fleer at Leinster. So much quality coming through.
Let's stay up and feed forward.
It's just amazing how much is expected of O'Donnell immediately, because after such a long layoff, it takes time to get match fit and it takes time to just get up to speed with the intensity and the physicality of actual match play. But he's having to get there very, very quickly because Munster need him.
Bind.
Against Henry today.
Set.
Tomas O'Leary back with Munster after that spell with London Irish.
Use it, it's turning red. Ball's out, Clay.
He's under pressure here from Pinar.
Tackle release, 9.
And that's not a good place to be.
No hands wide, Rook. No hands, Rook. Use it.
But there is a determination about Munster today you've got to admire. They are sticking in this.
No hands, off your feet, no hands.
And if they can get to half-time, despite their lack of territory, there are some positive conversations they can have in view of the manner of the try as well, as Keatley gets to touch again.
I need more from you there. All right, I need more from you.
If you can resist, this is a challenge being thrown down by Ulster. It does have a effect of galvanising the team as well, because there is a hint of desperation about the necessary in today's performance from Munster. They have to talk to me about circling the wagons all week and what it really means, and they are showing some strength of character out there. Defensively, they're up so far, other than the one instance for Ludic try, up to the task.
In, please, White.
Sold out here, of course. Best to the tail, and right on the money. McCluskey again. Scannell with a tackle. McDonald was on hand, but McCluskey makes big meters. Time and time again. There's Ludic and Pinar, the two South Africans.
Advantage.
Not for the first time. Ulster cough it up.
Advantage over.
And it was Herbst on that occasion.
Back inside.
This workhorse Dayak who goes back. And Pinar. See what Keatley's got.
6 red, stop. Thanks, Scott.
Ludic underneath the high ball.
Number 11, side entry.
Not a bad exchange then for
11
Munster.
white, side entry.
As Rory Scholes is penalised for going in at the side.
Well, when you consider that stat a couple of minutes ago, 42%, not just in your own half, but in your own 22,
here, please,
that's a huge amount of pressure that Munster have actually had to soak up. 7-3 is actually not a bad situation for them to be in, given the level of pressure they've been under. And if they can finish this half in the middle of the pitch, or even better down in Ulster's half, I think at half-time they'll take it, given that they've been under the cost, certainly for 20-25 minutes in this first half.
You can laud Munster's resilience in defence, but it's also helped his Ulster's errors when carrying the ball, and that'll be a big blow.
Right.
Loss of Liam Herbst.
Side entry, 11 white.
As Herbst
Water off,
goes, maybe
Sorry,
that's
coach. Water off,
knock
please.
on.
Water off.
not so long ago was in part down to the injury. So it's Ricky Lutton who comes on. Tommy Bowe, of course, there looking on. One of the many injured at the moment. Just shows how good the squads are for both of these sides when you think of the players who are missing. And don't forget, more for the Guinness Pro12 later on today. Sky Sports 2, 5 o'clock for Glasgow at home to Edinburgh at Murrayfield. That, of course, because the game has been moved from Scotstoun, which is resembling a swimming pool these days.
That was a terrific kick by Keighley into bang on the 5-metre line. Exactly where you want that kick to be.
Nice from Sherry again. Munster could nick the lead here. Kilcoyne.
Roll White.
It's Van der Merwe told to roll away. O'Donnell. He's not thinking about that, he's thinking about ball carrying now. Held up, but still trying to work to that line. Stander and his team, and they couldn't quite make it. And it's the turn of the Ulster defence to get it right.
Yeah, good defence by Ulster. We're aware of the threat. Stander's going to pose 3-4 metres away from the try line, around on the ball. Enough defenders there to withstand. As soon as you hear Madison Moore, everyone dives in on top to prevent that ball coming out.
And McCluskey again, there he is, number 12.
Right, yeah?
He is like an extra forward.
Well, when you got a number 8 up against an inside centre, and this centre is bigger and taller than him.
You're on this side. You're on this side of the scrum. Left side? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's got to be in with a shout of start in the Six Nations. Really has created such an impact both in Europe and domestically in the Pro12.
But then we're at the post.
And then possibly allowing the opportunity to move Henshaw one out to, I think, his more natural position at outside centre.
You all right? Finally, we got you.
Jarrod Payne still out injured, as Ulster knows so well.
Yeah, yeah. Same discipline as on your scrums, all right? Thank you. Keep this space, all right?
There's plenty of tries in the meeting at the end of October. World Cup final weekend.
Coach!
Ulster scored 4 tries in defeat
Bind!
at Thomond Park. Munster getting 5. Not going to be quite that today, given the conditions and time of year now.
9. Come here.
Look at the nature of the game.
Like that and you go to the bit.
40
no,
minutes,
look at me.
38 minutes played in the first half. A lot of opportunity out there. So they've been able quite to take advantage of those opportunities. That in essence has been Munster's Achilles heel over the past month to 6 weeks or so. Hasn't been Ulster's problem up until today.
Coach!
What a very important scrum this is.
Set!
Ulster get it right. They're all set to go in front at the interval. Williams needed 2 grabs at that. It's a slippy ball today.
Use it!
We've seen some handling errors inevitable. But we are moving into the heart of the season, that almost test match mode now for these teams as we approach the Six Nations, yes. But vital points domestically, vital European games.
In the end, this is a good exit by Ulster. You know, bobble there from Nick Williams, might have lost it, but held on to it. And those extra 2 or 3 yards, so important in 9 and 10, gives it a little bit of time, a bit more space to put the clearance in.
Sherry tries the tail, but he's not as straight as Best was.
That's straight. Scrum or line out, White. White, scrum or line. Scrum, not straight.
Yeah, not even close to being straight. Bit of a wobble in there as well.
Yes, right. Yes, please. No, not yet.
4 points the gap in October. Munster winning 32-28. Boot on the other foot today, thus far.